Kaduna grapes poised for market domination as production surges. Reps NCC call on Labour to suspend planned protest. Dangote reduces petrol loading cost to 890 naira per litre. Militants kill 46 soldiers in attack on Nigerian military base. Hello, welcome to the news update on Trust TV. My name is Hawa Gambo. Thank you for joining us. Kaduna State has become Nigeria's hub for grape farming, accounting for 85% of the country's production, thanks to its favorable climate and soil conditions. A grape farm in Kudan local government area is thriving. Production of grapes to meet growing consumer demands across Nigeria. Trust TV's Bello Musa visited the farm in Kudan and reports that despite the success recorded by the farmers, some challenges still persist. Here's the report.
It's a type of crops that has a very long lifespan of minimum of 45 years and above. Grapes can take up to 100 years in production. As far as there's no any problems associated with the soil.
Grape production, which has been ongoing for more than 2 decades, has added to the cash crop industry here in the Difa community, Kudan local government area of Kaduna State.
In this farm, we normally harvest like 25 tons in every session of grapes.
That's 2 times in a year.
2 times in a year, which was about 22 kilograms. 22,000 kilograms, I mean.
In the past, Nigerians largely depended on imported grapes. However, with the success recorded by this farm, reliance on foreign grapes is decreasing, making fresh produce more affordable and accessible.
Most Nigerians are consuming our locally grape produce here in the name of foreign grapes. People's beliefs is that grapes cannot grow in Nigeria. That is why most of the grape being consumed in the name of imported one, not knowing that we are producing it here in Nigeria.
Beyond its commercial value, grape farming is providing job opportunities for youth in Difa, Kudan, and across Kaduna State, from cultivation to harvesting and distribution. The industry is creating employment across the supply chain. The local one is more marketable and profitable to us. The foreign one is expensive, but people can afford the local grape.
I buy grape because I really like it. It's a very good food to eat. So I do eat it every time. Affordable, yeah, it's affordable. This is 200 naira. Among other fruit, I think is the one that is very affordable, very cheap.
Despite its progress, the farm faces challenges, particularly during the dry season, where limited irrigation makes grape production difficult. Farmers say better infrastructure and access to affordable farming input would enhance output.
Actually, one of the challenges we are facing here is the insufficiency in water supply. Grapes is one of the valuable crops that require abundant irrigation systems, which water is the foundation of achieving that. So actually, we are having problem with the availability of water. The numbers of borehole we are using for the survival of this farm actually is highly inadequate for us, which I'm sure if to say we are free from the problem of water supply here in this farm, so the level of our production will definitely increase with at least 15 to 20%.
Although exporting locally grown grapes could boost Nigerians' agricultural exports, government's policies continue to hinder the process, making it difficult for farmers to access international markets.
Exporting of commodities like grapes has some certain criteria that one has to follow before he approves to start exporting. Actually, we are making plans against the next productions in order to see that whether we can meet up with such criteria that will enable us to export our commodity outside.
With greater commitment, particularly from the government, Kudan local government has the potential to make Nigeria self-sufficient in grape production, reducing imports, strengthening the local economy, and positioning the country as a leader in Africa's fresh produce industry. From Kudan local government in the northern part of Kaduna State, Bello Musa reporting for Trust TV News.
The House of Representatives Committee on Communications is engaging with the leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress in a bid to halt the nationwide protest slated for February 4, 2025 over the recent 50% increase in telecom tariffs. The Nigerian Communications Commission had approved the hike, citing rising operational costs as the driving factor. However, the NLC has condemned the decision, arguing that it places an additional financial burden on Nigerians already grappling with skyrocketing fuel prices, high food costs, increased electricity tariffs, and other economic hardships. The union insists that the federal government and the National Assembly must reverse the hike immediately. Chairman of the House Committee on Communications, Peter Akpatason, emphasized that while the concerns raised by the Labour were valid, a mass protest could worsen the economic strain on citizens. He noted that the committee had engaged with telecom operators who cited challenges such as inadequate funding for the infrastructure, upgrades, and declining service quality. Similarly, the NCC's Director of Public Affairs, Robert Moka, confirmed that the Commission is in discussions with the NLC to address their grievances. While negotiations continue, tensions remain high, with organized labor insisting that the planned demonstration serves as a warning against further economic policies that may push Nigeria deeper into hardships. The federal government has announced plans to introduce a 600 billion naira annual electricity subsidy from 2025 to 2027 as part of efforts to stabilize the power sector. The subsidy aims to bridge the gap between cost-reflective tariffs and regulated rates while addressing Nigeria's metering deficit and ensuring financial stability for power distribution companies. This initiative, part of Nigeria's National Energy Compact, aligns with the country's electrification and clean energy transition goals. The subsidy will serve as a temporary measure to cushion consumers as the government transitions to full cost-reflective tariffs. It may take the form of a flat monthly subsidy per customer or a subsidy covering the first 50 kilowatt-hours of electricity consumed each month, ensuring that lower-income households benefit the most. By 2027, a social tariff will be introduced to protect vulnerable customers once the cost-reflective framework is fully implemented. A key focus of the reform is closing the country's metering gap, currently estimated at 7 million unmetered electricity consumers. The government plans to install 1.5 million smart meters in 2025, 4 million in 2026, and another 1.5 million in 2027. This is expected to reduce financial losses, improve revenue collection, and ensure tariffs reflect actual consumption, minimizing the need for future subsidies. The power sector has struggled with liquidity constraints, low tariff recovery rates, and technical losses, leading to 650 billion naira tariff shortfall in 2023, which could exceed 2.2 trillion in 2024. While the subsidy will provide temporary relief, it is also intended to help distribution companies meet their financial obligations to power generation companies and transmission company of Nigeria. Local diggers in Bauchi State are appealing to the government and well-meaning Nigerians for assistance due to low patronage and the high cost of living. In an interview with Trust TV, the diggers expressed their concerns and desire to find alternative means of survival. Here's the report.
The group, who described their work as temporary hard labor, noted that some of them have been digging for over 2 decades. They acknowledged the numerous safety challenges associated with the work. Malam Inusa Muhammad, their leader, and other members expressed desire to become a more organized group rather than continue as a temporary collective. Despite the challenges, we persevere in our efforts to earn a living through this work. We depend on these activities, and we are determined to register as an association. This will allow us to gain recognition from the relevant authorities and the community, ultimately benefiting us all. We go out daily within the community, seeking work from residents. This is how we manage with the small earning we receive. We hope to become a registered association like other groups, enabling us to operate more formally. We gathered here in large numbers to work. It often takes us 2 to 3 days to find work, but we are persistent. We have received support from philanthropists like Balawunti, who have sent us work opportunities. Other groups from different communities are thriving, while we continue to gather under this tree, waiting for clients. The diggers emphasize the need for the government to implement policies and programs that address the plight of ordinary citizens and alleviate the unprecedented economic hardship the country is currently facing. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Normalcy has returned to Kuje Area Council in the Federal Capital Territory following a violent clash that led to the death of one person on Friday. By Saturday, business has reopened and residents were going about their daily activities. The incident occurred around 7 p.m. near the Tipper Garage area after a heated argument between two men outside a local supermarket. As tensions escalated, a police officer attached to the supermarket attempted to intervene, but his efforts to defuse the situation proved futile as a growing crowd gathered. Amid the commotion, the officer fired a warning shot to disperse the crowd. However, in the chaos, a struggle ensued, causing his weapon to discharge accidentally, fatally striking a bystander. Panic and outrage quickly followed. Angry youths took to the streets in protest, setting fire to a vehicle parked in front of the supermarket. The situation threatened to spiral out of control until the military and additional police enforcement arrived to restore order. Authorities have since taken the officer into custody, with an investigation now underway to determine the circumstances surrounding the shooting. Meanwhile, peace has returned to the area, with security personnel maintaining a visible presence to prevent further unrest. The Kaduna State Pilgrims Welfare Agency has disbursed refunds to over 3,000 pilgrims who participated in the 2023 Hajj exercise. According to the agency spokesperson, Yunusa Abdullahi, each pilgrim received 61,080 naira, with the funds credited directly into their accounts. The refunds issued by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHACON, were due to power supply interruptions at Muna, which affected cooling systems and caused discomfort for pilgrims. While acknowledging delays for some pilgrims, Abdullahi assured that another round of refunds is scheduled for next week. He attributed the delays to incomplete accounts information and urged affected pilgrims to submit their details through their local government registration officers to facilitate quick disbursement. Despite handling the 2023 refunds, the agency is already focusing on preparations for the upcoming Hajj. Concluding the refund process promptly, Abdullahi noted, will allow the agency to shift its attention and resources towards ensuring a smooth pilgrimage experience for 2025. Clerics and residents of Delta State have raised the alarm over the increasing wave of moral decadence sweeping through the state. They lamented that the moral standard that stood the society out and served as the guiding principle for life that was passed down from generations before has been eroded by the challenges of modernization. They reiterated the need for government to formulate the necessary policies to promote moral standards in the society. Trust TV's Jonathan Awanyai tells us more.
In separate interviews, residents acknowledged the negative impacts of modernization on the lives of youth in the society, saying it has resulted in a near loss of societal value. While some residents attributed moral decay to lack of effective parenting, poor education, and the influence of social media, others said the prevalence of people with unverifiable sources of wealth in Nigeria is no doubt what is fueling the perception that there are no consequences for corruption.
The solution is the government. We have to strengthen our institutions and ensure that all these good laws are made and ensure that punishments are meted out to those who are found wanting. But today, it is not so. It is crime galore.
Everybody is to be blamed. Everybody is to be blamed. Our leaders, the church family, the society, everybody is to be blamed. Morality has been thrown to the dogs. We say growing up, parenting was a collective responsibility of everyone when we were growing up. But now, I mean, it's difficult to even look after someone's child if they let them not hang a criminal or a crime on you. And when you look at the expectations of the youths of this generation, like our generation, is premised on the quick get-rich-quick syndrome that just make money against all odds, no matter what means.
Some clerics who spoke with Trust TV condemned the state of moral decadence in the society, noting that the level of moral decadence among youths have become a source of serious concern.
The thing is that everybody comes from a home. The Bible says that he settled a solitary family. The family is the root of every man's origin. I think, though generally it's a collective effort to repair the society, but looking at the moral decadence in our time, I think it's primarily a thing that emanates from families. I think our contemporary parents are actually not doing what they should do. Then when we travel from the society travels this way: family, church, society. When the family face is handled, when there is responsibility, because parents must lead by example. You can.
Everyone in this case has their own part of blame. When we talk about the decay has got to do with a breakdown in everything that's happened. But the most important thing is how to inculcate the godly moral, and by so doing, family ethics is important.
They called on government at all levels and Nigerians in general, irrespective of religious affiliations, to propagate and inculcate good moral values in youth and practice honesty in order to ensure a morally upright country. Jonathan Awanyai, Trust TV News, Asaba.
This is the news update on Trust TV, coming up after the break. Army preaches unity at 2025 West African Social Activity Day. More news when we return. Do stay with us. You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV. Now let's take a look at some of our top stories. Kaduna grapes poised for market domination as production surges. Reps NCC call on Labour to suspend planned protests. And now, moving to other stories. Dangote Petroleum Refinery has lowered the ex-depot price of premium motor spirit, commonly known as petrol, from 950 naira to 890 naira per litre effective Saturday. In a statement, the company attributed the price reduction to positive shifts in the global energy market and a notable drop in international crude oil prices. The company's Group Chief Branding and Communications Officer, Anthony Chiegina, added that this latest move follows a similar decision made on January 19th when a price increase was implemented due to rising crude oil costs. The company noted that the drop on price will significantly lower the cost of petrol across the country, generating a positive ripple effect throughout the broader economy. The refinery advised all marketers to ensure that the benefits of the reduced price are reflected onto the outlets in support of the economic revival led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whose administration is focused on making Nigeria self-sufficient in refined petroleum products and positioning the country as a leading oil export hub. The Nigerian Army has again used cultural performances, shared meals, and friendly competitions at Janguza Barracks in Kano to enforce the message of unity. At the West African Cultural Activities this year, the Army said the military barracks is a mini Nigeria that portrays how people from different tribes and religions must live and work together in peace. Trust TV's Abdul Aziz Ibrahim reports.
During the West Africa Social Activity Day, various dances were showcased. The Igbo cultural dance, the Fulani dance, the Tiv Swange and the Asharawa from Plateau State were all featured. A special visit by the Eyo Masquerade from Lagos, which preceded a vibrant Bata Yoruba dance. The Barrack commanding officer said the event not only celebrates Nigeria's tradition but also reinforces the importance of working together regardless of differences.
The event, which is held at the end of every calendar year or within the first quarter of succeeding year, forms part of nucleus that hold us together to perform our roles better within Nigeria or outside our shores. It also gives our families the ability to live peacefully together, whether we are here with them or not.
A variety of delicious foods from across Nigeria were also on display. The highlight of the day was a tug-of-war contest. Mobile police and army strongmen faced off in an exciting competition. Although the army won, the commander of 3rd Brigade Nigerian Army said the event was a success for all.
We showcase the rich cultural diversity in the barracks. As you can see, today we have seen numerous tribes, numerous traditions come together to show you that the barracks is actually a microcosm, a mini Nigeria. And that is how we work. There is a lot of strength in our diversity. Everybody is different, but it brings us together. And at the same time, it is also to have a very good civil-military cooperation. You can see it has brought front of the barracks, it has brought traditional rulers, it has brought the local communities, religious leaders, and that is the essence.
The West Africa Social Activity Day at Janguza Barracks served as a powerful reminder of Nigeria's rich diversity and the strength that comes from unity. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
And now to sports. Francis Nasruddin Imamanov handed Israel Adesanya a shocking second-hand technical knockout defeat in their UFC middleweight bout at the A&B Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The loss marks Adesanya's 3rd consecutive UFC defeat and his 5th overall, following setbacks against Sean Strickland in 2023 and Dricus du Plessis in August 2024. Adesanya started strong, showing sharp counters against Imamanov's takedown attempts in the first round. However, the fight took a dramatic turn in the second round when Imanov baited Adesanya with a jab, then landed a powerful overhand right that sent the former champion crashing to the canvas. A relentless flurry of strikes forced the referee to step in, sealing a career-defining win for the 28-year-old French fighter. And with that, we come to the end of today's news update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us on all media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel for a constant live stream of programs and documentaries. My name is Hawa Gambo. Thank you for joining us and see you next time.